Okay folks, today we're going to have a look at this toy tractor scoop that we've been creating in Solidworks. As you can see, it's got a main body here, the main scoop, which has been hollowed out. And then at the back here, we have this feature that would allow it to get bolted onto some kind of tractor. So we're going to try and create this now. We're going to start off with the main body of the scoop. Let's just have a wee look at it. First thing to point out, it tapers in at the sides. This means that we can't do a simple sketch of this side profile and extrude. What we're going to be asked to do is create a loft from this bottom edge to this top edge. So we need to find out some information about them. We know the distance between them is 150. I know that the bottom face, or the bottom profile, according to here, is square. It's 150 square. And I know the top feature, which sits in here, is 120 by 50. It has a wee chamfer on it, but we'll worry about that later. So we're going to have a wee go at doing that now. So we click New, Part, press OK. Always when you start a new part, it's just worth checking that you are still working in millimeters. I'm going to sketch on the top plane. And on that top plane, I'm going to use the center rectangle and I'm going to snap to the origin. That will make my life a little bit easier. Let's escape. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell this edge, Shift key, and this edge to be equal. So just confirm that. So now this is a perfect square. Smart dimension. If I create this edge to be 150, it changes all the other sizes. We have a nice square. So we'll exit sketch, and there's what we've got so far. We're now going to create an offset work plane, 150 millimeters up, and we're going to draw our next profile in. Our next profile for the scoop is another rectangle, but this time I'm not going to do the center rectangle. I'm going to use the corner rectangle. I'm going to go from this edge down to about here, and then I'm going to pop some sizes in. So if you notice on the drawing, it's 120 by 50. Now we also want this rectangle to be centered, so I've got one more size to pop in. From the bottom edge to here, by doing a little bit of quick maths, I know that that size is 50. Exit sketch. So we've now got our two profiles sketched. Control 7 is a handy button. Just going to get rid of plane 1, or sorry, not get rid of, but I'm going to hide it just to help with the visibility of what we're doing. Now we're going to use a loft tool. So we've got our two profiles which we're going to loft. So select loft. I'm going to click on this profile and this profile. And as you can see, it's created a twist. That's easily fixed by dragging the nodes so that they're going to the corresponding corners. And that's as difficult as loft gets. So confirm that. And we've got the main body of the scoop. Next thing we want to do is use the shell tool. The wall thickness in the drawing, 2.5 millimeters. Confirm. And absolutely nothing has happened, or has it? If we go into hidden detail, you'll be able to see that it actually has shelled it. It's hollowed out the whole object. But that's not quite what we wanted to happen. So we're going to right click and edit our feature. Keep the size 2.5 millimeters, but we're going to actually add in this face to be removed. Confirm. Now we can see inside our scoop. So we've got the main bit of the scoop now created. We're now going to move on to the next part. Let's have a wee look at the drawing for a second. And what we've got here is a feature that sits in the middle of the scoop at the back. It has a counter bore hole, and we've got some sizes here. The key size is 50. So we know it comes out 50, then we have a radius of 50. We also have a blind hole that's 50 millimeters by 2 millimeters. So we know a wee bit of information about how far up it is from the bottom. So we'll have a wee go of that. As I say, the key size is 50 for this. So the question is, where do we start sketching? Do we sketch on this face? Do we sketch on this face? Actually, we're going to sketch, in this instance, on the front plane. Control 8. I'm going to start by using the corner rectangle. I'm going to come out from this edge, sketch a rectangle. Smart dimension it. Some key sizes. Well, we know the radius is 50, so the diameter is going to be 100. I know that it sticks out 50 plus the radius 50, so I know it's going to come out from that face 100. And I also know a little bit of maths here that it's 20 off of the bottom face, which you would be able to figure out by reading the drawing. So we'll exit that sketch and have a wee look at what we've got. We've now got this square sitting in the middle of that face. We're going to go to Features and Extrude. We select that square that we've got there, and we need to tell it to come out a distance either side. So we're just going to check the drawing to confirm what the size is. So we'll have a wee look here, and we can see that the size is 100. So get the numbers fairly simple for you to remember. Just minimize this, open up our parts, and we're going to extrude not 50. We're going to do 50 in one direction, but then in direction 2 we're also going to go 50, and that will give us a total thickness of 100. Confirm that. So there we go, we've got something that's starting to look fairly sensible. We need to round off some of the corners, so the easiest way to do it, fillet. Fillet will allow us to round the corners. We're going to set the radius of 50 millimeters. Now we're going to select this edge here, and it gives us a preview. If it doesn't give you a preview, it's maybe because it's been deselected. Partial preview, please. 2 edges. Give me a full preview. That'll do nicely. And confirm. And now we've got something looking fairly sensible. At this stage, I'm going to sketch on this face, Control 8, and we're going to sketch a circle. We need to get to the middle, and we need to give it a size. So smart dimension this. Size of this is going to be, again, magic number, 50. And we're just going to get this sitting in the middle. So we'll smart dimension from this edge to the center of the circle. You guessed it, 50. And from this bottom edge to the center of the circle, 50. That's now sitting in nicely there, quite happy with that. Exit the sketch. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a blind hole. So we're going to use the feature Extrude Subtract. Click on the circle, and we are going to extrude subtract just 2 millimeters. Like so. You can see now we've got a bit of a blind hole going on. We're also going to use extrude cut one more time. I'm going to go on this inside face. Control 8 is quite handy. I'm going to sketch another circle on this face. I'm just going to smart dimension that to be, we'll just make it half of that, so make it 25 millimeters. And again, we'll just need to make sure that that is centered, so we'll just make sure we've got it 50 millimeters up from the bottom edge, and also 50 millimeters in from the side. So there we go, in from the side here, 50 millimeters. Confirm that, and exit sketch. And at this point, we can then set a little bit of information about this hole. We could, at the moment, it's a blind hole, 2 millimeters. I'm going to tell it to go up to next, so that'll take it all the way, as you can see, through to the back face there. We'll just confirm that, and that's us almost finished. We only have a bit of information on the drawing is to say that this hole here has been threaded all the way through. There is a few ways to do that. We have used the hole wizard in the past. We have also used things like the thread tool. But today I want you to go up to Insert, I want you to go to Annotations, and I want to put in what's called a Cosmetic thread. So we're not actually creating the 3D feature, we're just putting, as I say, a kind of cosmetic, a pretend thread on here. A little information box will appear. It'll ask for where's the start of this thread going to be. You get a few options on information and sizes, so BSI, so we'll do, as I say, it's a 25mm hole, so the thread has to be bigger, so we'll just make it 27, that sounds fairly sensible. Up to next, or I could do blind and say how far in I want it to be. I'm going to go up to next, or in fact I'm just going to click through, and that'll go all the way through that hole there. Confirm. Not a lot will happen. There'll be a little indication that you've put something on because there's a small double line there. Just Control 7 there. And that is how we create this scoop for a little toy tractor. So we've been using Loft, we've been using Shell, and we have been making sure that we are using the origin for when we're sketching. It makes our life so much easier when we're trying to get planes in the middle of objects. So have a go and see how you get on.